guys, Tire Repair bringing you some Master League action. This is from the round of 16, so the second round of the tournament. Both of those rounds played on the same day. Round of 32 and now the round of 16. So we have playing for you in the North KOES. There's US Forces, who has Airborne, Urban Assault, and Mechanized. Facing off against him is Orangepest, playing Zolcia, who has Strategic Reserves, Jaeger Infantry, and Blitzkrieg. In terms of rankings, this is like rank 8 versus rank 9, so I was like, oh yeah, very, very tight rankings match up here. Should lead to a good series. As far as the tournament, I believe there's no like full-on Commander Terminator. I believe that you can't use the same Commander twice in the same series. So if it's like best of 3 or best of 5 maybe in the later rounds, you'll be able to use the same Commander twice. But I think that's what I roughly remember, but maybe somebody could correct me if that is incorrect. So slow start to this one, 2 minutes before the first engagement. Rifleman running into the center, gets suppressed, crawl out to safety. But yeah, just a big old cap fest so far. Sandbags on the fuel here. It's kind of interesting now that sandbags have a different positioning. You kind of don't need to wire them off quite so much, since you can't really take cover like on the ends of them as well as you used to be able to. So if you're more conservative about your positioning, it can work out. You see KOES actually disengaging there, even though that was a favorable engagement, expecting the machine gun to have rotated. Then on the back of that, coming in through the center. So some very interesting tactics here from KOES, expecting the MG rotation and reacting accordingly. Got a standoff on the far side there. 2v1 about to set up though through the center. Whereas we see Orangepest rotating his rifleman over to that side, bringing the machine gun back into the center. Trying to set up. KOES in a bit of an awkward position. But doesn't get suppressed, only half a burst from the MG42 there, a little bit unlucky. Super early nade tech there from KOES. I was trying to hold their ground, but could go down to the rifleman on retreat now. There was greedy stuff there from Orangepest. And down he goes. Grenade into retreat, but squad's already dead. So yeah, big blunder there from Orangepest to get things going. And yeah, super early nade tech from KOES, very strange. Brandy's jumping onto the cutoff here. Squad manages to squeak around the side, even though it's not super healthy. Does force the reposition on the MG and accidentally setting up in the wrong direction here.
Sector has been cut off.
Strange. Cut off here from the rear echelon as well. Got a little bit of wire down on the heavy cover that's near that wall. Good play there from KOES. And going into an ambulance now after the lieutenant. Meanwhile, Orangepest has completed battle phase 1 now. And retreating with his rebuilt pioneers to start construction. But because, you know, KOES did go for those grenades, he doesn't have a light vehicle out like super fast. So it does give Orangepest a bit more time to recover from that.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Starting the tier 2 now. Probably means though that Orangepest might be struggling for medics for quite some time. Bit of a manpower squeeze and going for a second machine gun, which is kind of interesting. I think personally I wouldn't be favouring that. I'd maybe be looking to stall for 2 command points, go for the Jaeger command squad in this kind of scenario. Since, you know, generally it's pretty damn good squad. Okay, he cancels it and goes for the 222 instead. Also a very reasonable choice. And still, you know, even with the Lost Pioneer, slightly delayed tech, still going to come out around 6.5 minutes in. So pretty reasonable timing. But yeah, what I was going to say is, yeah, Command Squad, you know, kind of good against grenades. So got those 3 G43s. Very good on the move performance. If you have to dodge those grenades, you don't lose too much.
Scout car has arrived.
And you know, 5-man squad as well. Also good at not dying to grenades. But the Steward for KOES is actually going to come in very quickly here, thanks to his double fuel control. Even after taking grenades. Grenades exchanged there. Pretty good damage. But Orangepest really needs to drop the models there because he does have the ambulance already for the healing. 222 coming out to the side. And wow, he's even equipped that with ambush camouflage quite early on. Interesting. Pack now for Orangepest. Still, you know, nowhere near. Okay, he's gonna actually start building the bunker. That's how desperate he is for medics. I do have the option of using the Grenadier med kits. Oh, they're on retreat. But they're only 10 munitions these days. Connecting is a bit of a stopgap, but the way the Orangepest is playing this, it is going to slow down his reinforcement time quite a lot. Stewart come out to the side. Oh boy, some trouble here. Pyos could go down again. Pack coming out into... Oh no, there's a telemine there. I didn't even see it. Oh boy. Well, that is really good news for Orangepest. He was under quite a lot of pressure. That just relieves it all. We actually see KOES doesn't even take the sweep on his rear echelon, so he's just asking for it. He's gone for a bazooka. But yeah, really well placed mine there from Orangepest. And that gets him out of a sticky situation here. And now he's probably actually in the lead, if I'm honest. Orangepest still did end up producing a pack though, so it's not all rosy for him. To invest all that manpower into an anti-tank gun, which is now going to be useless. But yeah, very tight contest. With OKW, it's not so bad in those situations because you can just send the rear kit into cap quite safely since it can retreat, but with the pack, a bit trickier. Can only cap really conservatively. And now KOES investing into the 50 cal. 222 rotating from side to side. Having some pretty strong control overall, trying to get in range for the anti-tank grenade, but getting very, very low with that rifle squad. 2 rifle squads, in fact. Orangepest playing it very, very safe though. Staying out of range. Not chasing him for the wipe. You know, potentially there are 2 wipes on the table there. There's the bazooka rear echelon to come across. But yeah, okay, now Orangepest does indeed go for the command squad. I think that's the right choice. And a mortar from KOES. A very rare sight. It's made it a little bit more difficult by the fact that he does have ambush camouflage. Might not spot the machine gun to be able to barrage it from long range, and doesn't have any long range spotters either. Would make it a little bit easier to use that mortar, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, yeah, interesting. Making use of the sprint there, Orangepest. Backpedaling. Does have a bazooka on the lieutenant. And some nicely positioned machine gun action here, suppressing the incoming rifle squad's rifle nade. Easy dodge there for KOES though. So this squad's going to try squeak around the side. Oh boy, that was a monster hit from the mortar team. Now he's going to allow a snare off. No snare. Okay, now snare. Very, very late. 2-2 though. Relatively safe. Interesting. Kind of threw the grenade slightly into the retreat path there. Orangepest holds his ground. So took quite a good chunk of damage from it, and KOES surging forwards here. 2-2 trying to back away with the damaged engine. Now a second MG coming through. Can the bazooka team get in range? We've got the machine gun setting up. And that is going to allow Orangepest to keep this thing alive. See, this is a scenario where maybe you could send a pack out to cap a point like this. And that's pretty much all you could do.
Tube ready.
Oh, they must have used it on attack ground over there. Still firing.
Set up and stand by.
The second MG though, so you know, mortar team's actually going to kind of pay off here. Now we're up against 2 machine guns. But I think it's overall a pretty reasonable choice from Orangepest at this timing. Looks like KOES has started the major tech. Orangepest still with no battle phase 2 though. 2-2 coming across. Lieutenant still over here behind the tank traps. Not for too much longer. Bazooka RE on the other side there. And a very, very early retreat there from Orangepest. They'll be worried about grenades into his retreat pathing there, so pulls the trigger on that retreat very early on. And command squad now to guard the fuel point while he harasses. KOES fuel. KOES going for a second machine gun in this timing. I think it makes sense, you know, he's losing his grip on the game, losing his control on the fuel. His tank probably going to come in quite slowly here. So I think the second machine gun, you know, does perform pretty well against the 2-2-2. The double shot there. Yeah, needs something to fight back against Orangepest right now, who also is a pretty similar composition, at least the mortar. 2-2 getting some choice shots in there. Second MG. Alright, getting back into it after a bug splat there. So that's the last one. Good hit there from the mortar. India's trying to pull back. Grenade, smoke coming out, pressuring the machine gun here. Coming in range for another grenade here. Orangepest, no dodge. There it goes now. Good damage. Bazooka chasing down the 2-2-2, having some pathfinding issues there. Second MG swings around, but he didn't chase through anyway. Ends up retreating, trying to conserve some manpower. Major finds that hole briefly. Repositioning machine gun. We've got the 50 cal coming through the center here. 2-2 going to try flank around. And there we go. So KOES in a bit of trouble here. Those pests 2-2-2 hanging on really, really effectively. And he's got his tier 3 down. A little bit short of a tank. Mortar, meanwhile, no dodge from KOES here. Needs to get it out of there. Under a lot of pressure from the 2-2-2. Maybe he's hoping for a miracle close range shot on the Jaeger command squad there. But has at least got control of his fuel again. Seems to be very fond of sending out his lieutenant out to that side, which does make a lot of sense. It does have a bazooka, so if the 222 does just come over here and try to solo push it away, it's going to be quite tough. KOES, meanwhile, is struggling a little bit for weapon upgrades, having spent so much munitions on grenades to this point. Doesn't have his units fully equipped with bars.
The enemy is taking our territory.
OMG repositioning here. He's got 2 squads with grenades. Lobs out the smoke first. And that's a full retreat from Orangepest from that side. Slowly whittling down this squad though. And with the heavy cover, tank trap can't hold up for too long. In fact, Orangepest even sending out his pack to clear off those tank traps. Takes a while, but I guess he feels it will be worthwhile in the long run. Here comes the Panzer IV for Orangepest. KOES very close, or in fact could start construction on a Sherman. Looks like he wants to go for the 76mm Sherman, however. And until then he's only got like 2 bazookas tanked as his anti-tank. 2 bazookas and snares. Nasty hit from the Panzer IV there on the rear echelon as well. Do have a rifleman though, can get the snare off. Can't quite get in range though. Seems true for the bazooka. Good control of the range with the Panzer IV. 76mm Sherman is in construction. 50 cal getting some good damage in. Orangepest at the moment with the superior territory control thanks to this Panzer IV and the 222, but will things turn around once the 76mm Sherman arrives? A lot of reinforcement also required for KOES at this stage. And ultimately, you know, Orangepest is in a superior position. He's got an anti-tank gun, KOES does not. You know, bazookas, they're just often not quite enough in these scenarios, end up bleeding too much manpower to truly be effective. Orangepest may find himself in a bit of a repair jam with only 1 Pioneer. That might be his next option though. It looks like he's trying to save up for another tank right now. Try to go for the full overwhelm. Oh, clumsy movement there from KOES, getting too close to this Fausting squad. Takes engine damage. Panzer IV is actually chasing in here. 76mm though connects. Orangepest, his second thoughts. Yep, indeed, a second Panzer IV. And then a second Pioneer as well. Interesting, yeah, command squad pulls back. Waiting with the camo going. Baits out the grenade, then hits retreat. Do have 1 squad in the retreat path, but the models on this are currently quite spread out. Oh, but now they're kind of dropping. Grenade into retreat here. Slightly too early. That was a good connection. That could have been the wipe there. Second Panzer IV out for Orangepest. He's got a lot of resources spare as well. Might be trying to bank up and make a big push once he hits 12 command points. 2-on-1 with the Panzer IV. Take out the Sherman, then from there, KOES will be rather helpless. You can see actually Orangepest not upgrading the machine guns on his Panzer IV to enable that kind of push. So it looks like he's just biding his time until then. Does have a comfortable 120 VP lead at this stage. Doesn't need to overcook things. Just KOES in a sticky situation. No anti-tank gun. Suffering quite a lot of bleed now as well. Looks like he decided to side tech. Oh. Going for the captain. Better late than never. Oh, one model still in cover. Okay, gets around the corner there. Bazooka's not terribly successful here. And now the Panzer IV's coming in. The planes are ready, and Orangepest could drop them like right in the US Forces base region here, and even come in and push for the kill on the ambulance following that up. Here he goes, he's dropping the planes, a tiny bit late. Still going to get one set through on the 76mm Sherman here. But it looks like a lot of them getting shielded by the trees. Where's the second plane? The second plane didn't target it. Wow. That was really bad for Orangepest. Pulling the trigger on that ability far too late. And the second plane didn't even target this Sherman. If he just pulled the trigger on that earlier, I think that would have been GG, but that gives KOES a bit of time here. And it looks like KOES maybe cancelled his captain. And gonna stall for the tank instead. So I imagine it's gonna be another 76mm Sherman. And that puts him right back in the match. 76mm does have a very good matchup. It's just a sprint. Panzer IV. Oh boy. Rifleman in some trouble. A little bit lucky there. Sounds like the bazookas. He's got two of them on the rear echelon now, one on the lieutenant. So that's enough to fend off these tanks through the centre. And he's going for the VP in the centre as well.
Capture point is being overrun.
There's a fort coming around the corner, but the double bazookas are right there. Attack round action maybe. No. 76mm Sherman coming through for KOES. Doesn't quite have enough munitions for combined arms though. Oh! Oh, a little bit clumsy there from Orangepest. Just left his 222 in front of the AP ammo 50 cal and down it goes. Not a huge deal, but everything counts for KOES at this stage. He's in a tough position. Oh no, D-Crew on the 50 went down pretty fast there. He's actually going for the kill on it to prevent the steal. There we go. Okay, Pat getting a nice shot on there to start things off. 76mm coming in from the side. Orangepest just needs to play tight until his tanks are repaired. Getting some good hits in though with that pack, slowing down these 76mm. Oh boy, and another shot even.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
Well, there we go. One of those tanks out for repairs for quite some time now. He's backing it all the way back to base so he can bring in the assistance of his rear echelon, I believe. No. Okay, well, what I just said there. And a third tank now for Orangepest. It feels like he's kind of reached critical mass here. He can still lose this. He's in a very good position, but he can still lose this. Especially if his pack is out of position. Certainly sitting pretty with the armor advantage at this stage. And once again, it looks like he's not upgrading his tanks with machine guns to try and save those planes. Try going for the GG push. Let's hope he activates them a little bit earlier this time. I wonder if previously he tried to activate it. It didn't work. And he had to activate it again. Sometimes that can happen if you try and use them like right on the edge of the fog. In fact, okay, he's dropping them in. Just pushing KOES completely off the map here. Didn't even have sight of any tank when he activated them. Just using it as a territory control tool. There's a bit of room out the side here for KOES though. And the pack isn't in position to really shut this down. Here come the Shermans. Pushing forwards. Orangepest, not quite enough news for a Faust. Does now. Double Shermans pulling back. Pack rotating.
The enemy is taking our territory.
But the planes are gone now. They didn't target anything, and if they don't target anything, they will fly off before the ability finishes. Back for some more repairs. Orangepest is bleeding the VPs and fast at this stage. Speed is the main priority right now. Also, relieving a bit of pressure. Oh boy, he's coming in with a not full house Sherman here. 2 on 2. But the bazooka's actually connecting with the Panzer IV. He's popping blitz. He's got the skirts as well. And the Panzer IV survives. Very, very close call here for Orangepest. Loses his machine gun. Doesn't lose either of his tanks. Very close call. Oh boy. Smoke to cover the machine gun. He's going to go for the steal on that. Oh boy, here comes the Panzer IV from the other flank. Finds both the Shermans, but they're running really good. Oh boy, Orangepest. He did have combined arms active there, and I think it was active because the Major was so close by. Those Shermans were popping off shots so quickly right then. Orangepest hoping to swoop in and catch the repairing tanks, but it doesn't end up going too well for him. The Shermans, with the combined arms, they just blasted him away. I think he could have got a kill on one of the tanks there, but he bounced. A little bit unfortunate for Orangepest. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a good chunk of his lead gone now. Oh no, it looks like he stole away a 50 cal maybe? Yes, 50 cal in the center. That was that one that was just kind of sitting there. 2 models firing at their machine gun. MG42. Just trying to keep the VP pressure high though. KOES spreading out to every point at this stage. Down 82. Oh, that's a nasty hit from that Panzer IV.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Just right around there for another tank. Looks like he's put down tier 4 at some stage. I didn't actually notice that. Which does, you know, give him some reinforcement cost buffs on his grenadiers. Can help you in the long game. That mortar though, just a sleeper MVP this game, I think. 10 kills Vet 3. KOES utilised it very, very well overall. Very helpful against Orangepests here in double machine gun style. Now, 3rd tank coming in for KOES. Looks like Orangepest trying to stall for the Panther. KOES actually getting kind of close to another activation of combined arms as well. If he can hold off, oh boy, he's popped the armor piercing rounds here. Slows the rate of fire, wasn't on prioritized vehicles, and there we go. Swoops in and takes down Orangepest tank. So now KOES actually in a comfortable position after that move. Pest caught out of position there and pays for it badly. And now the triple 76mm Shermans. Poised to cause him some headaches. And KOES is pushing in here for the win. He does have his pack. But Orangepest missing with his Panzer IV, but the armor holding up for the moment. Having trouble getting in range for a snare though. Oh boy, fires it off a slight bit too early. He's got another squad coming in. Pack trying to back away here. 76mm Sherman's not terribly strong at anti-infantry, but he's having his pathing blocked a bit. And that's going to get decrewed now. Panzer IV going to come back in from the side. Try to get a couple pot shots. We've got the Panther about to arrive here. But he only got engine damage on one of these Shermans, which is kind of bad for Orangepest here. Oh boy, and that's a bad start for the Panther. Grenades. Okay, a bit of friendly fire damage. And here he goes. He's trying to clean up these Sherman tanks. Panther missing. Oh boy, you could see he tried to go for a snare with that squad. Ends up going down. But the AP ammo on that BO3 76mm Sherman just blasting through. And that one went down before he ever had a chance to fire off. Now KOES in a comfortable position in every department except for victory points. He did lose one squad of riflemen. Just does have a slight infantry advantage, but Orangepest running quite poorly with that Panther. A lot of those shots were taken on the move. Worth mentioning. Maybe it could be in a different story if he got a snare off on one of the other tanks as well. But there we go. KOES, as he turned this around. Crazy back and forth action in this game.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Just going for the capture. Low on munitions at the moment. Hasn't had his munitions point for quite some time. Barely has enough for snares. Water finally gets decrewed now. Okay, double 76mm going to town here. Here we go. He's just pushing in. He's coming in for the GG push. His pack did get outright destroyed, so I'm just relying entirely on the Panther here. Does have a range advantage over the 76mm Shermans, but it looks like he's switching over to the AP ammo, which I think is wise overall against the Panther, especially in this scenario. But, trying to juke 76mm Shermans, but they're just so accurate, such high rate of fire at this level of veterancy.
We are suffering losses.
Panther just stands no chance. Oh, what a finish. Orangepest with a huge lead there. What do you have, like 3 tanks to 1? And then KOES turns it around somehow. It really came down to that moment where Orangepest had the 2v1 with his Panzer IVs up against the 76mm Sherman, activated the planes too late. Only one of them targeted the 76mm, so it did no damage. If both of them targeted, it was most likely dead. And then after that, didn't even do anything. You know, he could have came in here, maybe tried to kill the ambulance, might have taken engine damage, but I don't know. Anyway, and then KOES turning things around. Orangepest, you know, trying to come in here, snipe off the low health tanks. Didn't go well for him, and there's a couple of scenarios with like that where Orangepest definitely running bad on his tanks, missing a lot of shots, whereas KOES very, very accurate. And that is, you know, kind of how Shermans go. Very accurate on the move, but wow, what a crazy game. GG, well played by KOES. I don't know how he pulled this one off. Alright, here we are for game 2 of this round of 16 series. Orangepest now playing in the north as allies. He's chosen US forces. He's got tactical support, mechanized, and armor. And KOES in the south playing as Aussie as well. He's got Ostruppen, infantry, and Blitzkrieg. Interesting, those two commanders are both players picking them or having them in their loadout. I think Jaeger Infantry seems to be the strongest commander at the moment. I'll see if I had to put it out there. It's a very good lineup here. The ambush training sprint on your grenadiers, very, very helpful in conjunction with the long range snares, can help you in the light vehicle phase and the medium armor phase as well, but especially in the light vehicle phase. Stack on top of that, yeah, command squad, very strong all-round unit. Artillery bars great against team weapons, good during hectic pushes, and of course the super close air support extremely strong. Just a very good roster all round. So Pio's bullied away there by the rifleman. Good start there for Orangepest. Once again, you know, slightly slow start. A lot of capping at the start. These guys not super aggro right from the get-go. The exact same sandbags there. Nice bit of wire off there on that heavy cover. Now coming across to the cutoff. Not that it's cutting anything off currently. In fact, wow, he's even going to come in to the sector over here. I don't know if I've ever seen this stolen in like this early on in the game. He's managed to close the distance, but the rifleman arrives. Ultimately, they have to retreat. Okay, he's rotating with 2 squads now across to this area. Rifleman probing. MG covering this angle. Riflemen do have this superior cover there with the heavy cover. Grenadiers soft retreating. Does manage to neutralize that point, but ultimately going to be outgunned here, especially KOES to come around to this angle. Just pushing in, going for the cutoff. MG a little bit slow to rotate here for KOES, but here it comes now. Oh, very, very low with that rifle. There it goes now. Rifleman in close against this grenadier. They're trying to hold their ground. Do end up suppressing that squad, and then the 2 grenadiers rotating, but we've got the lieutenant about to join in. And that's going to make things a bit tricky for KOES. Looks like he is going to be able to get the neutralize on the cutoff. Don't know how long he's going to be able to stick around here. He ducks behind the side blocker, trying to stall out for time here. He's getting some damage on the retreating squads, but yeah, ultimately the extra firepower from the lieutenant gets it done there for Orangepest. He's going to follow this up with an M20 and ambulance. Probably does mean he's not going to be able to reinforce his squads though. Going for this kind of style. It's going to slow him down. Look at this. KOES triple building his medics. There's a tiny bit of fuel short of his 222 here, so by building that bunker, it's not going to slow down his progress. And I have to wonder, you know, if that fuel would have come in if he had capped this point at some stage. Maybe that's coming back to bite him a bit here. Has also upgraded the squad with the flamethrower. That could also come back to bite him up against the M20. Plant those mines, which are just so strong. Not going to have a sweep of that until probably like the medium tank phase, honestly. So we'll see if that's a relevant factor. If Orangepest does go for any of those mines. Or if he's going to go for the relatively early grenade tech. Oh, weapons upgrade. Nothing at the moment. M20 just tootling around the battlefield. Okay, here we go. Planting a mine now. But it looks like it might be interrupted by the 222 heading over right in this direction. I think Orangepest heard it through the fog. Maybe it was crushing some shrubs or something. M20 in a sticky situation, throws out the smoke. There's a couple units nearby. Upgrading the bazooka now, but maybe a tiny bit late on that.
All done over here.
I think if you're going to go for
Waiting order.
a very vulnerable light vehicle like this, you should upgrade that bazooka straight away. Need all the anti-tank you can get at this phase, but Orangepest has navigated this phase reasonably well, and now I'm going to stack the Stewart on top. So I'm going to go for the double light vehicle style here. Do see some players go with recon support along with this strategy, go for the Greyhound instead. But it has been quite a low action game. We had that good push, but apart from that,
Our lines of supply are
very slow start to this one, so command points are very, very low. Greyhound will come in quite late. Got the wire sandwich there. The sandbags. Good angle there from the 222. Orangepest just has to play it safe up until that Stewart arrives. KOES has gone for a 4th Grenadier. Somewhat strangely. Now starting production on his pack. He doesn't have the pack build time bulletin either. So just coming in a bit late here. Just playing a bit risky. Going for that late pack. This Faust in a really nice position, waiting around the corner. Going to slow down the Stewart, keep his 222 safe. And buy enough time for the pack to arrive. But yeah, I would probably suggest doing what Orangepest did instead of going for another Grenadier. Go for the Jaeger command squad this time.
The enemy is taking
Especially if you're like strapped for munitions like KOES is, you know, you get that strong squad with a good G43 package. You don't have to worry about being strapped for munis. Instead of another Grenadier, which you're going to have to upgrade at some stage, and up until that point, does have a disadvantage against the rifleman. Oh boy, that was very greedy from KOES, trying to stay on the front lines like this with his 222. And down it goes. That was a massive blunder. There's no way to spin that positively. That was just a huge mistake. Just turning up the heat here. We do have the pack, but not set up correctly. Looks like he's going to try circle it. Risky move here from Orangepest. It spins around. Stewart not coming in from the other angle. We do have Grenadiers nearby. This is where maybe once again jumping into Jaeger infantry and the sprint for the Faust on the Grenadiers could also be quite handy. Fires it off on the Stewart here. He's going to go for the rebuild on the 222 as well. Disappearing into the fog.
Scout car has
Grenadiers
arrived.
going to get out-muscled in the centre, bar rifleman and the lieutenant there, so can't chase him for the kill with the pack. Has to pull back here. Just sitting up in a nice position, but Orangepest already pulling back. Quite convenient for him. So he has spent some unis. Okay, he's gone for an LMG on one of his squads. Now a 50 cal coming in for Orangepest. Quite a late timing, but you know, if you're going for this style, 3 riflemen into M20 into Stewart, roughly when it arrives most of the time. At least you're strapped for fuel late on the Stewart, which definitely wasn't the case for Orangepest. Pretty strong early territory control for him. Telemine. Definitely a good idea.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
You can get another one down as well, that would also be very good. Okay, Stuart wheeling around. Got the pack in the center. Oh boy, slightly bad vehicle control again from KOES here. Takes engine damage. He's exposed. Stuart coming in, but backing out quite quickly. He does have the M20 there for the long range of sight. That takes engine damage. Takes a good couple bursts. Stuart coming back in. Pack going to set up on it here though. Slightly off target. No, he backs into the area. Hits the mine, but the pack missed that shot. Wouldn't have been the killing blow anyway. But that does mean that Stuart's still threatening on that amount of health. Looks like he jumps out with the vehicle crew here. Oh, strangely, you've got the bazooka coming in from the side. Can it finish off the 222? Off nades. Not enough to force the retreat there. And the 222 ends up falling. Second pack coming in for KOES here. Rather confusing there. I don't know why he's going for a second pack.
We have lost a pack gun.
He did get this one decrewed. Maybe that's why. Maybe he thinks he can't recrew it safely. And deciding to build it in the meantime until he recrews this. Just so he has an option. The Stuart came back in. I suppose that's kind of interesting. Insurance option, but no, he's going to complete the build on it. Orangepest, we can see still a long way off a medium tank. Interesting choice here from KOES. Some good hits there from the main gun on the Stuart. Doesn't quite get the white though. And KOES just jumping on top of the VPs here, trying to relieve some of that pressure. Already almost half his victory points gone, and looks like he's about to drain a few more in the not too distant future. But yeah, I think if Orangepest didn't lose his M20 there, KOES would be in a horrible position, but he's in an okay spot thanks to that kill. That mine really paying off.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Really comes down to, I think for KOES, if he can kill the Stuart right about now with the double AT guns, he's in a good position, and I think because of that I probably would be trying to use them together like he is currently. Try to go for the kill on the Stuart. But if he's unable to, Orangepest keeps that Stuart alive, stacks a medium tank on top of that. Could be trouble. Orangepest also has the option, he's still a command point away, but could just go straight for the Calliope here.
Manufacturing capability has been increased.
Could be a decent option against the double packs. Some major RD dropped out the back there. But you can see even, you know, we're so late in the game now. Command squad could have got deployed, and you know, still doesn't have upgrades on two as Green is, so you guys can see what I was talking about there. Why the command squad is so strong sometimes is also, you know, you've got so many things to spend your munitions on. Not having to worry about that on one of your squads. It's very, very helpful. Triple cap running against KOES here, but he's pushing into the center. Also have a second machine gun coming in for Orangepest. He does indeed lock in to tactical support, and it looks like he's going to go for the Calliope. It's about 7 fuel away. KOES has done his tick. Oh, another bug splat. Alright, getting back into it. Another bug splat there. Oh boy, frustrating one. So, I think KOES, under a lot of pressure here, has managed to complete his battle phase tech. Does not have his tier 3 tech structure down, but it's just retreated with his pyos, so not too far off a tank, honestly. And it looks like Orangepest, in spite of having locked into tactical support, going to go for a Sherman first. I think that's a safe option. Instead of going straight for the Calliope. Though sometimes, you know, maybe more. I think oftentimes with this command I do prefer going for the Jackson first. And then going for a Calliope after that. But it looks like Orangepest trying to seal the game before that time. And turn up the pressure. KOES definitely on the back foot here. Doesn't even fire off a Faust to cover his retreat there. Oh boy, that strafe so close to the edge of the map, came in so quickly, got the wipe there. Torching away with the Flamer squad. Okay, looks like the Stewart coming in for the kill on the decrewed weapon here. Same with the Lieutenant's bazooka. The bazooka not firing though. Maybe the bazooka on the far model was behind the sight blocker, so didn't actually fire. And KOES manages to recrew. Pretty lucky there for KOES, if I'm honest. Sure, about to pop out. KOES meanwhile also right around the timing for his Panzer IV. Got the double AT guns. Popping off a couple of shots. Just with a good amount of territory control. Early retreat though on the 50. Not well supported, so pulls back. Playing it safe. Double packs pushing through the center.
We are losing a sector.
One of the pack spins around, the other stays facing straight ahead. I think that's the correct way to play this. Knew that this Sherman was over here previously. Doesn't have quite enough support here. Oh, slightly late retreat, but we do have the Panzer IV about to arrive. MG spins around. Could be a good time to lob some smoke onto this from Orangepest. And the Sherman instead decides to pull back here. Panzer IV could get a nasty hit. They clumped up on cover. Nice early retreat there. Orangepest switching over to APMO. Nice attack round there through the tree line. And then backs out. But yeah, I think Orangepest could have kept the pressure on there if he fired off the smoke. Took the MG, so KOES gets a bit of breathing room thanks to that. The MG saving the day big time. Keeping up in the north. Double AT guns working their way up here. Panzer IV also rotating. Is not full health though, is a little bit risky to make this kind of move. Agreed, ultimately do have to retreat from there. He's currently capping on the far side with his pyros as well, so he can't repair his tank. I'm guessing we're going to see another pyro squad next from KOES. Yep, there we go. It starts production on it now. Go for some attack rounds. We're going to hit something. Unsuccessful. Orangepest actually decided to go for captain here, which is interesting. If he didn't go for this, he could have got the Calliope out at this stage. But I guess he wants to go for another tank. I'm not entirely... an AT gun, rather? Not entirely sure. Okay, there we go. Suppression on. KOES hanging on to the VPs though. And looking to settle in with a second machine gun. Orangepest definitely letting the foot off the gas a bit here. You know, double AT guns are a pretty big headache for him, and maybe he feels he doesn't quite have enough anti-tank to deal with the Panzer IV. So he's playing quite conservatively in the meantime. And yeah, he's indeed going for an anti-tank gun himself. But yeah, this side tech scenario for Orangepest Do you supervise there? Oh man, it felt like that AT gun popped out super quickly. But yeah, he's let KOES back into the game with this side tick, I feel. I honestly think I probably would have just gone for the Calliope there, no side tick. Start popping off the recon planes. The thing with this recon plane is, you know, you can just continually, oh boy. Didn't activate the AP ammo there, bouncing the second shot. Sherman also pulled back, wasn't in range for a second hit. You can just start popping them off. It can be helpful for dodging your opponent's team weapons. And just, you know, once your opponent kind of gets conditioned to them being up in the air, then you can start firing off your barrages at cheeky timings. Looks like Orangepest is going to try to use the strafing run, this time closer to the center of the map. Some decent suppression enforces the retreat, but no wipe this time. Easier time dodging it closer to the center. Now a mortar from KOES. Now up against double MGs and an AT gun. Does make sense. He does seem fond of his mortars. And this is again once we're... Oh, good hit there from the Sherman. Where the Jackson synergizes much better with this commander. You know, you can pop the recon plane up, use your Jackson safely at max range. The Sherman can't exploit that recon plane quite so effectively. Good hit from the Sherman there, nearly getting the wipe. And goes back on the drain, Panzer IV, getting a bit adventurous. What's this, a retreat? Looks like Orangepest just trying to play tight at the moment. Trying not to bleed too much manpower while he saves for a whole bunch of stuff. Looks like he is just trying to stall here for the Calliope. And here it comes. But as I said, so far Orangepest hasn't fired off any recon runs. So KOES, you know, if he spots the recon run, he's got to be expecting the Calliope. He's going for the anti-infantry plane again, going after the MG. And catches it. This time it gets outright destroyed. KOES no dodge. Here comes the Calliope. Triggers a mine. A little bit of damage onto the pack. Not a terribly effectively targeted one, but no dodge at all from KOES the entire time. KOES seems a little bit overwhelmed here, it kind of feels. Lacking in the dodges. Looks like he did manage to get the decrew on this M1, however. Now applying pressure with this pack. Second pack pushing in. It's extremely low in health though. Panzer IV getting a good hit in. Doesn't bring it around the corner for some extra damage. Gets the recruit. Double A rifle grenades. Decrews it again. He jumps on with a major. Loses the major, but probably worthwhile if he manages to get away with this anti-tank gun. And he does. Tense moments there. Orangepest holds onto his anti-tank gun. KOES meanwhile lost one of his machine guns, but second tank coming through, and Orangepest, having gone for the Calliope, is once again a little bit weak in the anti-tank department. Probably needs to equip his... Oh, he's already got a bar on that. I forgot about that. About these REs. No, they've got nothing. So yeah, probably needs some bazookas on those REs. Because he's a little bit exposed in the anti-tank department to the double Panzer IVs. But he might want to save them for the off-maps again. Double packs coming out.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Be ready to rumble again. Orangepest bring it out onto the front lines. Got the double packs in tight formation. This is what the Calliope loves to see. Goes for a blind fire though, nearly cleaning up those Grenadiers, but doesn't manage to. Panzer IV and double packs pushing in. Calliope doesn't go down. And the AT gun pressuring away the Panzer IV in the center. 50 cal backing it up as well. Rifleman very, very low. Drop one of their weapons. Goes for the re-pick up and doesn't get punished for it so far. Lieutenant very, very spread out there. Oh boy, Orangepest made a big blunder. Jumped out of his tank and sent the vehicle crew to the wrong spot. Managed to get back at just in the nick of time. Didn't lose any models there. That was a close call. KOES, he had the opportunity there, didn't find the kill. But what I was going to say is, you know, as a veteran with this commander, generally targeting Grenadiers is not my priority, because they've got that received damage bonus, which makes them harder to wipe with the Calliope. Against Austria, I'm generally more trying to target the support weapons. Against OKW, sure, go for the Folks, but oh boy. Well, mortar and MG going down there. Can Orangepest capitalize, come in for the kill on these decrewed weapons though? Doesn't really look like it. The Stuart coming in, but we've got the double packs and the Panzer IV right there. Double packs spinning around. Oh, the M1 coming in though. M1 connecting long range. Wow, that was really good luck for Orangepest. Max range, 2 connections in a row from the AT gun. That was very, very lucky. Comes the Calliope again. Long range barrage. A little bit of damage onto the packs. Gonna force them off the map for some repairs and healing. Always gonna send them back onto the front lines with neither of those things, and they're gonna be exposed to going down here. Drain is back on coast down to 164. Get one on the Calliope now as well. What's the gain of bit one these days? Mobility and speed, okay. Used to gain a cooldown bonus. Forgot what it changed to. Double packs pushing through the center. Stuart still alive though. And now just charging head on. Packs under pressure because they're so low in health. A little bit of damage in from the bazooka onto the tank as well. Doesn't quite get the decrew. Very, very close. KOES cutting it close there. I mean, if he... the decrew, that would have been bad. Very, very bad. You can see Orangepest was even pushing in with his anti-tank gun. Maybe looking for the cleanup on that. In the meantime, Orangepest has played very, very conservatively with this Sherman. Trying not to just gift away Vet to the AT guns. Especially once they hit Vet 2, which one of them has done so far. Get their reload bonus, that's when they can really just pick off a medium tank before you have time to react. Even at this high level of play. Panzer IV going for an exploratory push here. Likely going for a close range, but KOES dodges through the danger zone. AT gun though in a decent position. Only gets one shot off, but we've got a second AT gun back around the side. That connects for another hit. And another hit. Sherman chasing in here looking for the kill. And down it goes. He pops off the smoke, locks into his commander, but it's too late. And the Panzer IV goes down. KOES turning up the pressure here. 50 cal gets decrewed. Nearly loses one of his Grenadiers in the process. Sherman coming back in now. AT gun squaring off, going for the decrewed 50. Tries to jump on with the lieutenant, but unsuccessful. Got the Panzer IV there getting repaired. help these packs escape safely. Orangepest back there with the Sherman, once again not bringing it in. Going very, very safely with it. Wasn't around to assist with this push. Does manage to get engine damage off though. That could be big. He's got double AT guns coming up. This is once again where the recon plane can be really handy, spotting the AT guns. So you can push in safely here, but decides to pull back. Overall, that's a good choice. How do you know that there was a telemine there?
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
Maybe they're out of range there for the detection, but I guess not.
The enemy is attempting to
So
steal
KOES
our
did lock
sector.
into Blitzkrieg, trying to make use of the Panzer Tactician. Unsuccessful. Ooh, bar on the ground. Maybe that's the lieutenant that dropped that. A couple good hits there from the AT gun, and Orangepest did go for double AT guns as well, and didn't go for the Jackson. It's an interesting option. Maybe he was worried about investing too much into tanks and getting caught with his pants down. Needs to do close air support. Another Calliope barrage going after Grenadiers. The scatter on this horrendous, even though KOES not dodging at all. He's still alive. That is incredible. Very, very lucky for KOES there. Pushing through the centre now. Are they just all blind? Why are they picking up that bar?
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Coming in from the side. AT guns a little bit low on health, under some pressure. So the Panzer IVs, both them half health after that fight. That 50 cal doing some magical work. Got the planes ready now for KOES. Recon plane up now from Orangepest, but it might be over by the time Calliope's done. It'll be close. You need to have his Calliope like out in position ready to fire, I think. But even just as a recon tool can be pretty handy to try and dodge damage from packs. Dodge machine guns, though KOES has lost his machine gun. Orangepest trying to turn up the VP heat. 110 remaining for KOES. Still had the ace up his sleeve though, with the so close air support ready to go. Tanks are still not full health though. Could hear him.
We are in a dangerous situation. 100 points remaining.
Calliope right onto the front lines here. Any other rocket artillery piece? So don't do that, but Calliope's so durable, it's not an issue. Sherman trading blows. Okay, he's dropped the planes. He's getting aggressive. KOES trying to make his move, but the AT gun just manages to fire for shot. Planes do manage to finish off that. I think maybe in conjunction with a pack shot as well. Oh boy, and he pops the take aim bonus range, but very, very lucky. Shot misses. KOES' Panzer IV survives. I think Orangepest still in the superior position after that, but not by a huge margin. One Grenadier down, one Panzer IV down. Oh boy, but the Grenadier that went down dropped the MG42. That's about as good as it could go for KOES. Double LMG 42 Grenadiers now. That is nasty. Trying to go for the capture here, but Orangepest chucking unit after unit in. Trying to stall the capture. The double packs back here, but the bars in close, overwhelming KOES here. Just had superior numbers. Orangepest was kind of like a 4v2 there. So whole army almost getting chucked into the center. Recon plane up again. progress of the repairs on the Panzer IV now.
Are losing a sector.
Just about back up to full strength. Another Panzer IV in the works is also spotting for his AT gun out the back there. Little AT gun's pushing in very aggressively here from Orangepest. And there we go, Panzer IV not repaired anymore. In fact, if he takes one more shot, could go down. Orangepest has to pull back with his anti-tank gun though. Under too much pressure. So Sherman coming back in. His tank gun sets up facing this direction. The recon plane spotting that. Doesn't quite have the angle though. Sherman coming around the corner, however. I think he's repaired enough that he'll take one hit, but not one hit, and the Sherman combining with the anti-tank grenade there. So KOES throws in the towel. 49 VPs, knew that this situation for him was hopeless. GG, well played by Orangepest. It was a bit of a nail biter. I don't know about his build order, maybe slightly suspect. His Calliope usage not optimal, but ultimately still gets it done. I really think KOES made a huge mistake here, not locking into his commander much earlier in the match. I think that Jaeger command squad would have helped him just so much. It was like, you know, over 20 minutes into the game, and I think he still had one Grenadier that didn't have an LMG at that stage. Locked into Blitzkrieg. Used the smoke a little bit too late to save his tank. But yeah, GG. Orangepest gets this one done with tactical support. Here we are for the deciding match. The map is Nexus. Orangepest rolling with US forces and KOES with OKW immediately locked into Spec Ops. Interesting. Orangepest still with tactical support in his loadout, so maybe I'm wrong about the Commander Terminator or Semi-Terminator format, I don't know. Wait and see. Really bit of aggression there from the Sternpires. Did push the re-echelon away from advancing up there in the north, but overall, once again, these two players very passive in the early games, just trying to cap up as much territory as they can before getting things going. So yeah, a bit of a slow early start. Echelon. Trying to find an angle here.
Our supply line just got cut off.
Orangepest can't try advance. It's a little bit risky. This guy's in pretty good cover at the moment. So he started his tech again. This is going to be Lieutenant again. Well, some players do favour Captain. Captain A half-track up against OKW. But maybe Orangepest got the read. I think KOES is more of a mechanized player. So maybe he wants to Stuart up against that instead.
We're losing a capture point.
And there we go. KOES just tightening the noose there. Ultimately forcing Orangepest away. Orangepest has done some harass up in the north, so he was one squad down, maybe explaining why he did get forced away so badly. Gets the cut off and now jumping back to decap the fuel as well. Empires and Fox Grenadiers heading up in that direction now. Munitions point has also been decapped for Orangepest. KOES getting some nice sandbags down on the fuel. Looks like one model came over here trying to complete the sandbag. Now they're really spread out. It's quite comical. Nice early retreat there from Orangepest. Didn't even drop a model. Ooh, okay, it's going to be battle group for KOES. Rifling up close against the Fox Grenadiers, just overwhelming there. I think that's a good kind of situation there for the incendiary grenade, like, oh okay, if he doesn't dodge it, I can win this engagement. Hoping to swing things around, but ultimately Orangepest did manage to dodge.
The combat vehicle has converted
Stern Pios. Expecting a bit of an ambush, and Orangepest has to retreat. Tying up his ambulance now. Lieutenant pretty healthy, even though it's at 2 models. Okay, he's popping radio silence to try and chase down and look for the wipe here. Okay, I think it was too healthy for that really to be successful there. And now the M20's out, pressuring the Stern Pios. They're trying to hide away. Trying to slow down the M20 a bit here. Switches over to the squad in the centre. And just staying at a nice, safe range here. Slowly applying the bleed. KOES overall has a pretty strong fuel control. That means a very fast tech timing, very fast flak half track. Quite often in a lot of these games we see the flak half track coming out maybe like close to 7.5 minutes. Maybe if it's a tiny bit late, but KOES is going to be right on time here. Can get out a tiny bit faster than this with some builds, but you generally have a much earlier, weaker early game. Just sprinkling Fox Grenadiers across the map with a bit of damage. And no real decisive moves, hasn't really forced any retreats so far. Or a tremendous amount of bleed and damage. Lieutenant's so strong up there, winning that fight in the north. Fox Grenadiers and Stern Pioneers having a bit of trouble here in the centre. The flak half track is heading up in this direction now. Orangepest going for a 50 cal at this stage. Interesting choice. He might want to cancel this once he sees the flak half track. Or maybe he's got some build that I'm not aware of. Involves no Stewart. Looks like he's going to finish the 50. 120 forcing a retreat in the south. Orangepest with some good territory control. And at the moment causing some headaches for the flak half track. Right behind the sight blocker. Really limiting KOES' effectiveness with that. I feel like maybe you should have come up to the north and forced away the lieutenant instead of ring around the rosy in the centre here. Because, you know, at this timing, maybe it's too early to see a Stewart after the M20, given how the match has gone, but, you know, maybe in another 30 seconds from now the Stewart could have arrived, so be very aware of those timings and how you support your flak half track.
We're losing a capture point.
Got the Raketin coming in now. Flak half track coming in. But the M20 does have really good line of sight. Orangepest utilising that quite effectively so far. Cal in the building is a pretty good counter to a flak half track. Oops, the APM on that now. Slightly out of range though with the flak. And yes indeed, it looks like Orangepest not going for the Stewart here. He's had the option a couple times, so not entirely sure what his build is. I know some players side-teching as well, going for the captain and then a T-gun to help tame the flak. He also has an armor company in his loadout. Excuse me. So he could consider going for armor company, pushing out an M10 like super fast. He's had such strong fuel control up until this point. He's indeed going for the major either way. And also equipped some bazookas onto his rear echelon. But yeah, it feels like KOES hasn't been quite as commanding with his flak half track as we see from a lot of other players. So far, Orangepest has managed to hang on to his territory quite effectively. And the 50 cal in the building really slowing KOES up here in the north. But maybe not for long. Incendiary grenade perhaps coming through. Flak half track advancing. Infiltration grenades, in fact. Dodging out now. Oh boy, they're slightly late on the dodge. Luckily, though, it gets out of there just in the nick of time. Got some Zooks coming in. Connecting. Quite a lot of damage. M20 over on the side, smoking out to safety. Stern Pioneers are on hand for repairs, so he doesn't have to go too far. And the M20 is starting to stack up a good bit of bleed now. I think it gets bonus sight at Vet 1. I think it takes up to 50 sight range at that stage. Maybe it's even 60. Either way, yeah, once the M20 has that Vet 1 sight bonus, it's pretty hard to catch out of position, since the M20 user has so much sight. KOES with the half track coming out, ready for his next tech truck. So you're going to try to plant up in the north. The more common position is down here in the south, but currently doesn't have super strong territory control down there. KOES now taking a machine gun into the build, pretty safe option overall. Quite a few sandbags set up here as well to sit behind. Okay, he is going for it. Slightly more defensive position. Might be able to neutralize that from just out of range of it once it's set up. And yes, got some suppression in there, but then ends up pulling back. Maybe worried about the bazookas or the rifleman flank here. Half-track spitting out some pretty good damage. Some nasty suppression and damage onto that rear echelon squad. Bit of MG on MG action here. Back half track slightly repositions. Pops the AP ammo on it. Just out of range. He could, use the flak half track at max range. Try to go for attack ground scatter shots to hit the 50 cal there, but not doing that. Missing away. M20 and a second 50 cal stacked on here for Orangepest, and it does seem to be limiting KOES quite a lot. But yeah, I just feel like KOES so far, his flak half track utilization hasn't been as effective as we see from a lot of other players at this kind of ranking bracket. It hasn't led to as much territory control as I was expecting, if I'm honest. Making a little bit of a breakthrough here. Finally. Meanwhile, Orangepest has been capping up on the far side, even going for the standard territory points with the major. He's got such good territory control here. I just don't understand how this is happening. KOES should be in a much better position than this, I feel. The AP ammo again. Orangepest hoping to counter the flak. Oh my god! And he does. No smoke there from KOES. And he just lets his flak half track go down. That was very, very sloppy. Good combination there from Orangepest, bringing in the M20 to sight for the 50 cal long range. But yeah, that was there's no reason for that to happen to KOES. Even if you don't back out in time, you just got the instant smoke. Yeah, that was really bad. And now we've got a Sherman coming in for Orangepest. Still no command selection from him. But yeah, he's managed to navigate this often tricky flak half track scenario very, very cleanly. Now in a commanding position. KOES Still about 40 fuel away from his Panzer IV. Might need to go for a second Raketen in the meantime to help deal with this Sherman. Sherman coming in from the sides, right on top of the single Raketen. Quick retreat there from KOES, not going to try to reposition and do anything. Oh, you could see that was about to happen. Clumped up coming out of cover, squad down. Just stacking on the hurt here is Orangepest. And this is, you know, just such a painful time for KOES. So close to his Panzer IV, but so far away now after losing so much territory control. Does indeed go for the second Raketen. Maybe a topic worth discussing whether he should have already had the second Raketen out. Maybe should have realised that his territory control hadn't been that strong. Then he would have needed it for the Sherman, but can't be too harsh on him. Orangepest locking into mechanised on this occasion. But yeah, I think that was maybe a reasonably smart choice from Orangepest overall, going for the regular Sherman first. This can do so much more anti-infantry damage compared to the 76mm. And also with mechanised at the moment, and they haven't had the patch yet, can still upgrade the dozer blade in mechanised with this commander. Won't be the case for long, but can do at the moment. So popping that now on the Sherman, which does help it a lot against double Raketens. KOES actually cancelled the second Raketen though. He's been bleeding so much manpower here in order to afford his Panzer IV. Orangepest meanwhile just needs to play solid, not too far away from the 76mm.
The enemy has cut our supply chain. The resource sector has been isolated.
But yeah, the bleed really stacking up here. We'll take a quick look at it. Orangepest actually ahead. A good margin. And yeah, you just can't get close enough to the M20. The sight on the M20 so punishing. Look at how much C can see. Very hard to sneak up. In fact, I think maybe even the Raketen can't. The M20 has that much sight range at the moment. Maybe the Pack can? I don't know.
Americans are making a push.
Sherman here. It's got the dozer blade equipped though, so it's not quite so scary. Up against the Panzer IV, got the extra health and armor buffer. And 76mm next for Orangepest. 25 munitions or so away from the combined arms as well. So he's in a very comfortable spot. Once the 76mm comes out, he could be ready to go for the GG push. We've got radio science activated again from KOES. Second Raketen, which I think is the right choice. Definitely needs it. Trying to get something going here behind this radio science.
An anti-tank battery is ready for deployment.
Trying to get in range for the Faust. Orangepest ducks out just in the nick of time there. Very, very close call. KOES has managed to fight back somewhat here. His territory recapture though is a bit slower, having lost that Volksgrenadier squad. Oh boy, rear armor exposed here. Shoots a free hit and he's just out of range of the Raketen. A little bit unlucky. 76mm threatening to come in from the other angle now. Second Raketen coming out from base. In the meantime, KOES taking a pummeling. Watching out smoke this time, Orangepest onto the machine gun, making a bit of a push behind it. Good connection from the 76mm. And backing out. Orangepest not just diving in, going for the GG push quite yet. Just slowly advancing. Oh boy. Unfortunately, they're down. I missed that. Oh boy. And there goes the Sherman. We've got double Raketens right here. Orangepest not going to try circle them and outright annihilate them, which would expose them to some risk. Gonna pull back. Play safe. Almost lost his lieutenant there, but did not, and KOES did lose another Volksgrenadier. Showing back on HE now, nothing to fear. Another Panzer IV has died. And now I've got the triple cap cooking. Seems like a hopeless position for KOES, if I'm honest. In fact, I'm gonna go into double time here for a few seconds. Well, there's not much going on. KOES coming back up to the north. Get the push going up here. Connecting once. Lost sight for the second. No attack ground. MG spinning around for the lieutenant. Looks like he did equip that with another bar. And the Raketin almost goes down. Has to retreat. That lieutenant just does so much damage there. Raketin a little bit late to the action. Trying to fight off the Sherman, but supporting squad had already been forced off. And there we go, M20 coming in from the side. He spins around, but this could be the time for Orangepest to come back in and reapply pressure. No snaring squads over here with all those Volksgrenadier losses. He's gone for a third Raketin. I mean, he is under a lot of VP pressure and vehicle pressure, but only 2 snaring squads. So it's not going to work out too well. One thing that KOES hasn't done though, got the Shrek on the stern pies. That could help him out a lot as well.
An anti-tank gun has taken the field.
I think maybe that would be my preferred option. Shrek on the stern pies, another Volksgrenadier for snares. But alright. Making use of the heavy cover here with the dozer blade. Underutilized ability. I actually think that's really helpful. If you don't have rifleman sandbags in your commander. Okay, double Raketins. One connecting there. KOES trying to get the VP up in the north, but he's having a tough go of it. Just can't get anywhere without his tank. Oh boy, did Orangepest just... What is he doing with this vehicle crews? This is like the 3rd time his vehicle crew, this series has gone walkabouts. Good chunk of damage onto the tanks there, but they also force away the machine gun. Because activating ray of silence again, helpful just for running back onto the map, trying to get some territory capture going, but doesn't have the support at the moment for his Raketins. Trying to kill the dirt mound there, but unsuccessful. Missing all their shots. Triple Raketins now rotating to the north. Empire is outnumbered, getting cut down quite quickly here. Right, concussive grenade, and KOES finally throws in the towel. So yeah, a clean game here from Orangepest. KOES had a pretty, it was a pretty even match. But then once he got his flak half track out, it just did not lead to nearly enough territory control. Like there was a couple moves, like he was kind of playing grab ass around the center here instead of charging up here and completely shutting down the lieutenant. It's just a few moves like that KOES I think mismanaged. And yeah, his flak half track map control just wasn't nearly strong enough for the advantage he had there. And Orangepest managed to parlay that into a fast Sherman. From there, KOES really struggled to turn things around. GG, Orangepest takes the series, and he maintains his position in the upper bracket.